What is up, rivals? Welcome back to yet another episode of Rival Kingdoms. My name is Sawcasm. Today we're doing a guide on the very first ancient that you start out with, Sulric. So a couple things real quick to know about Sulric. You do start out with him, of course, but that doesn't mean that he's bad. I have tons of other ancients and I still use him all the time, and just because he's a common rarity rating, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's a bad ancient or that he's not as strong as the other one. He definitely is one of the strongest ancients. Now, with that said, let's take a look at his skills. So we're actually going to be looking at the skills kind of backwards because the mana cost for them is kind of backwards on the ancient page. But anyway, first of all, we have Rain of Fire. Rains fire down upon a location, dealing 4 waves, 14 to 18 damage for a total of 72 to 80 damage. The actual amount of damage will change based on his level. I'm level 25 right now, but at level 25, this is a pretty weak skill. I barely use it, only for finishing something off that's very low health if I notice my other troops aren't attacking it, but it's very rarely gets used because its other skills are so good. So let's get right into it. Blackened Armor halves the damage from all spell towers and grants immunity to their debuffs for whatever amount of time depending on the level you're ancient. So all damage, it negates all damage. Some ancients have skills that only negate damage from certain spell towers. Like if you load up a spell tower with an ice ancient, there's some that have skills that deflect damage from ice spell towers, but this deflects damage and debuffs from all spell towers. So you can just see where this could come in handy, especially once bases start getting 3 or more spell towers. This could be an absolute game changer. This skill is pretty situational. I don't use it every single attack, but it's pretty good in its own right. And there are certain times where I'm, using a different ancient normally, and then I'll be like, oh, these spell towers are super leveled up, they're super strong, and it would be very difficult to defeat, so I'm going to bring out Sulric for this situation, so really good for that. Now, the next skill is what makes Sulric and makes him so good. This is the Fire Elemental skill, the Greater Fire Elemental. So it only summons 1, but it's ridiculously strong. Its damage isn't so good right off the bat, but its special ability, by the way, if you press the little question mark, that's how you see all the stats of the summons, or any summon for any ancient in the game. So you can actually see the special ability, which is what really makes him good. This is mana from destroyed buildings is absorbed by elementals, allowing increased damage on their attacks. In addition, if a fire elemental dies, it will violently explode. So you get up to 250% damage increase depending on how much mana you absorb. So just because you absorb the mana in the elemental, you don't actually lose the mana. It's not like you can't use it for a spell. So it just gets so much stronger, ridiculously stronger. You'll see how it fills up when we actually get to some attacks, but yeah, I could get up to 250 times stronger. So it has about the DPS of, I'd say, a soldier, but with that damage increase, just gets so much stronger, and you can just keep popping them out. They're 15 mana, which is the highest mana cost, but considering you get, I sometimes end up with like 3 or 4 of them. Could be more if you're using mana hunters, but yeah, really good. This is what makes him so good. Plus, the other crazy thing about this is that it ignores drop zone restrictions. So normally you can only place units on buildings after you destroy them or outside the walls, but this you can place anywhere you want at any time. So you can just think of the possibility. So let's hop into some attacks and show you guys the more practical use of Sulric. And here we go, guys. So this is an attack I did earlier today, and first of all, I'm not going to use any of Sulric's skills until later on, so don't expect that, but I will show you why he's so useful. So I start off this attack by summoning my crossbow units, my archers, outside the walls to destroy the outer buildings, or really my goal is to destroy the inner buildings, but they sometimes have a mind of their own if you don't purposely direct where they're going. Then I summon my units, the majority of my units inside once I destroy a building. Definitely a great strategy, destroy a building. Of course, my Forville kind of going off the beaten path, not really where I wanted him to go. And you see, finally, we have a Greater Fire Elemental come out. So the good thing about this is that we got him out before we defeated the stronghold. So if you look at the blue bar under the Greater Fire Elemental's health, that is how much mana he absorbs. So once that's full, he has 250% damage increase. So you could just think about the possibilities. We probably almost one-shotted that wall. This is a pretty leveled up wall. I wish we could see it in the replay, but we can't. But anyway, you see how many of these Greater Fire Elementals that I have summoned by the end of this battle. So we already summoned one before. Now we have 2. We could probably summon another one. I wish I had the UI. I'm actually gonna talk to the developers about seeing if they could add some UI to the replays, some interface, and seeing how the units you place down and stuff. But yeah, so by the end of that battle, we really had a bunch of them ready to go and just cruising through the base. So let's hop right into another attack. All right, so this time we're gonna do a live attack instead of watching the replay, because I just like the interface of the game, and being able to see the units as I place them down, I think is gonna be pretty useful for you guys. So what I'm gonna do to start off is look for the Sky Watchers, because if I take out the Sky Watchers, this will allow me to place down my dragon, in this case Forville, my favorite dragon currently. So I'm going to use one of my archers to take out this Sky Tower. Now we can place all our units inside the base, so we don't need to take down the wall. It's exactly what I'm going to do. And we are also going to place down our Forville, ready to freeze targets at any time. We're not going to do that. You see, we're charging up some mana, and finally we get a Greater Fire Elemental out. Now we can start taking out this mana portal here, and what this will allow us to do is allow us to our Greater Fire Elemental will actually gain all the mana from that, and you'll see his charge bar will increase, and he'll be able to do a lot more damage. So we're going to summon another Greater Fire Elemental. I got that one off a little bit late. I wish I would have got that one off before we defeated the stronghold to absorb the mana, but it looks like this attack is going pretty well. There's only 2.9k gold left, so that's really all we need to get. Gonna keep my Forville away from that Sky Watcher. My Greater Fire Elemental going ham. You see this thing is still going, still alive. It's all Gucci. Gonna place this blackened armor down to protect from this spell tower, because potentially that thing could really absolutely destroy us. Now it's the last thing here, so look at how perfect that is in this situation where the spell tower is the last thing, and we could just clean up shop over here, get the final remaining whatever little bit of gold, and finish this attack. So really useful Sulric over here, and they're just going, you can just end the attack after you defeat the stronghold, get all the gold. There's really nothing else to stay in the attack for. But let's get right into the next attack right after we open this relic chest. Oh, duplicate! And we're back. Okay, so couple of problems about this guy's base. So I did notice that he has a bunch of grouped up mana portals, which are usually good for us, or true portals rather, but they give mana. This is usually good for us because when we attack it, then we get the mana to summon our spells. But the problem is this means we won't really be getting the mana absorbed into our Greater Fire Elemental, but the good thing is we will be able to get some early Fire Elementals going on here. So let's see which ones give more mana. Okay, see, these all give 4 mana because they aren't as upgraded, and this one only gives 3. So I'm gonna actually attack no, actually I'm gonna attack this side, because then I could take out the Sky Watcher and then summon my Forville. So we're gonna send out 2 crossbow units to take out these mana portals, and I lay down our paladins to get some healing down. Now we're gonna use our other archers to go ahead, take out that Sky Tower, summon our Greater Fire Elemental on it, go ahead with the Forville out on here, and now we should be able to go hamburger on his base. We are taking quite a bit of damage right now. I'm gonna keep my Forville away from that other Sky Watcher and freeze these attack structures over here for a little bit. So we're taking tons of damage, but it's all good. We should be able to take out the stronghold, and there we go. Now we have, as soon as you defeat the stronghold, you get an immediate Greater Fire Elemental, an immediate 15 mana. So that's definitely something to keep in mind when you are attacking. Oh, all we have left is our Forville, but the ballista couldn't take out our Forville. That was awesome. All right, so let's get one more attack in. This base actually looks kind of similar to the base that I showed you guys at the beginning, but this one might be a little bit difficult, so I'm going to summon some reinforcements. But the reinforcements I'm going to bring in are some Fire Elemental summons, and I'm only going to use some commons, so it's not too overpowered ones. But the thing is, for these Fire Elemental summons, by the way, you get these from chests and stuff like that, but you can't place them anywhere. So it's not like Sulric's skill, where you could just ignore the drop zone restrictions. You have to adhere to the rules of the game, so I like breaking the rules. But anyway, so what we're going to do here first is examine the field and see where I want to attack from. So I believe, there's a Sky Watcher there I can take out, but I believe I'm going to want to attack from here, because if we leave these kind of undefended, they could just go ham. They have the Primus Conduit, so they're going to be attacking so fast. This arrow launcher are going to be destroying our troops. So we're going to attack from the top. Let's see, where's the Sky Watcher here? Over here. So we're going to attack from this corner, so we are able to summon our dragon from this corner and not get hit right away. So we're going to summon our paladin very early, because or else we would get absolutely destroyed by all this stuff hitting us. So we're gonna save the rest of the stuff for once we break down the walls, and there we go. We did break down the walls like that, take down the Primus conduit, and we're going ahead and continuing on all the shenanigans. Summon the Greater Fire Elemental. It's going to absorb all of that mana from the stronghold, so we got a huge damage boost from that. There's 3 spell towers over here, so we're just going to use our blackened armor to protect ourselves from those spell towers. You can see how amazing and how clutch those come in handy when we face a base with like 3 spell towers or something like that, or just very leveled up, very strong spell towers. Then we can just continue summoning the greater elementals and finishing off this base. GG, 100%, no biggie. There we go, boys. Treasure chest, give me something good. Anyway, guys, I hope this video kind of opened your eyes out to the beastliness, I just made that word up, of Sulric. I know he's like the starting ancient, so some people just look over him as soon as they get something else, like, oh, I got something better, I'm gonna stop using him. But he's actually really, really good, and hopefully you guys see the potential. Hopefully this video helped you. So if it did, I would appreciate a like, comment, and subscription. If you're new, I would appreciate that. We could talk some Rival Kingdoms. If you have any questions about Rival Kingdoms, definitely let me know in the comments below. I've been playing for quite a bit, and I will answer every single one of them. With that said, thanks for watching. Peace!